Mingalaba and welcome to Myanmar Today. I am Henry Zin with the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. Myanmar commemorates 31st anniversary of 8888 uprising. 800 trafficked victims handed over by corporation. Insurance market and the role of insurance agents. Workshop on good pharmacy practice. Before we get to the reports, we've got some important local news for you today. The Union Supreme Court and state or regional high courts held their 17th coordination meeting in Naypyidaw on Thursday. Chief Justice U Tuntun U delivered the opening address where he said during the judicial reform process, the courts of law must ensure quality justice on every person. He said there must be objectives to generate greater public trust in courts, deliver effective rule of law, pass free and fair judgment, be punctual and other standards the courts must uphold. The Chief Justice told the judges that they must be extremely careful of their conduct, as they are the pinnacles the people look to for level-headed judgment and proper exercise of justice. He added that they are working hard to open a judicial college in Naypyidaw. The Chief Justice then gave an account of the status of criminal and civil cases and writ petitions from the Supreme Court down to the township courts and other special courts. Forest Department held high-level policy dialogue on HKH call to action in coordination with International Center for Integrated Mountain Development (ICI MOD) on Thursday. At the event, Union Minister Woo On Win said that mountain region makes up 42% of Myanmar and that biodiversity in those regions, culture, the existence of the diverse tribes and the freshwater sources have economic significance for the country. The regions are natural habitats for both local and global plant species. For this reason, policy on ecotourism, deforestation and carbon REDD plus mechanism are included in national-level strategy. ICI MOD's help in drawing up policy on ecotourism management strategy and guidance concerning natural habitats has been of great assistance, not only in mountainous regions but in maintaining and prolonging environment of other regions as well. The HKH evaluation report was written by 350 researchers of 185 organizations from 22 countries and individuals doing field works in HKH and experts on policy. With the water level in the Tama River exceeding its danger mark in Pa'an, over 6,600 residents in low-lying areas have been evacuated. The local authorities have opened about 12 shelters for flood victims. The water level reached 83 centimeters above the river's danger mark, that is, 750 centimeters. Kayin state government has provided food and shelter to the flood victims. The Sitan River is receding at Madauk, reaching 1,089 centimeters on Thursday. The water level in the river exceeded its danger mark of 1,070 centimeters and reached 1,282 centimeters recently. The swollen river forced over 16,900 people from 3,579 households in low-lying areas to shift to temporary shelters opened at monasteries and pagodas. And that's all with the local news. Our reporter Yenai brings us the first report. Myanmar commemorates 31st anniversary of 1988 pro-democracy nationwide uprising on Thursday at Mahabandula Park in Yangon. The event was attended by Yangon Region Chief Minister U Pyo Min Thein, Yangon Mayor U Mawang So, 88 generation students including U Min Ko Nai, U Ko Ko Ji, U Mya A, and composer Nai Myanmar. The student leaders urged the next generation to value those who sacrificed their lives for democracy and work for the country. Yenai shares with us the detailed report.
Myanmar commemorates 31st anniversary of 1988 pro-democracy nationwide uprising on 8th of August 2019 at Mahabandula Park in downtown Yangon. The event was attended by Yangon Region Chief Minister U Phyo Min Ding, Yangon Mayor U Mao Mong So, 88 generation students including U Ming Konai, U Gogoji, U Mya A, songwriter Nai Myanmar. Hundreds of people, public organizations, and political parties all joined there. The leader of 88 Generation Students Group, Ming Konai, who is also from 88 Generation Peace and Open Society, said,
I
want to admit that we have gone through and together we made it to current situations with the efforts of ordinary people. But it is not easy to ask everyone of them by name. In every era, every system, and every revolution, there are always lots of unidentified people who sacrifice their lives and pave the way with their bones. I wish every word and thoughts of current leaders, officials from respected departments or organizations never forget to honor their values, dignities, and their efforts. The next generation, born after the nationwide pro-democracy uprising in 1988, should also respect for those who lost their lives in attempts for democracy.
Now let's hear from U Gogoji, the chairman of People's Party.
The next generation born after the nationwide pro-democracy uprising in 1988 should also respect for those who lost their lives in attempts for democracy. The next generation after the uprising would be in their 30s now. I want them to value their predecessors, how they have been gone through and how much they have sacrificed for the change in our country. Only when they know the values, they can uphold it, protecting the barriers and avoid the political tricks. And together, we all have to carry out on our efforts and movements, handing down to the next generation, keeping in mind that in terms of development, we should make an all-out effort to build and reform our country. The world quickly noticed the uprising as there were incredible costs of life and loss for democracy rights. Following the footsteps of their courage, their attitude, I want to urge the youth to work for the country.
And now once again let's hear from U Myo Min Yang, chairman of Pan Myanmar Center.
In the past, we couldn't organize like today's event. But now, under the civil government and the positive effect of transparency, we can do it. The aim is to remember the fallen students, civilians, and monks in the nationwide uprising. The reason why we can stand here today is the fruitful outcome of what they did, what they sacrificed in the past, and that is the theme of today's event.
That's a report on Myanmar commemorating 31st anniversary of 8888 uprising. We're going to take a look at the weather conditions now in Myanmar. In Yangon, there's going to be a shower or thunderstorms in spots in the morning, but it'll be cloudy at night. The daily outlook is around 30 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 36 degrees Celsius. There's a 40% chance of rain for the day. In Naypyidaw, it's going to be cloudy, a brief morning showers, then thunderstorms in parts of the area. Likely enough, it will be cloudy, a shower or heavy thunderstorm in the evening, and then there will be rain at night. The daily outlook is around 30 degrees Celsius high, but it feels like 36 degrees Celsius, 65% chance of rain for the day. Looking ahead, thunderstorms on Saturday evening. In Mandalay, it's also going to be cloudy, occasional morning rain and thunderstorms in the day. However, it'll be cloudy and thunderstorms at night. The daily outlook is around 32 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 37 degrees Celsius, 56% chance of rain for the day. Stay with us, we have another report from Agajo and we'll take a look at the stocks and currency exchange rates right after that. Myanmar-Thailand 23rd Case Management Meeting on Return and Reintegration of Trafficked Victims took place at the Park Royal Hotel on Thursday. Myanmar is the host country for this 23rd meeting, and responsible persons from Myanmar Ministry of Social Welfare Relief and Resettlement and Thailand Ministry of Social Development and Human Security attended the meeting. Alkajo gives us more information.
It is reported that 800 trafficked victims had been handed over so far by cooperation between Myanmar and Thailand. That was said at the Myanmar-Thailand 23rd Case Management Meeting on Return and Reintegration of Trafficked Victims at Park Royal Hotel on Thursday. Myanmar is the host country for this 23rd meeting, and responsible persons from Myanmar Ministry of Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement, and Thailand Ministry of Social Development and Human Security attended the meeting. Do Kain Su Luin, Assistant Director, Departmental Rehabilitation from Ministry of Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement said.
More
than 800 trafficked victims have been protected, handed over so far by the bilateral cooperative measures between Myanmar and Thailand. In terms of efforts, since the time they stay in the shelter in Thailand, after they are verified as the trafficked victims in line with the law in Thailand, they are provided the protection in the shelter. From the victims, on the ones who are considered to be from Myanmar, they contact Myanmar. We also verify if the victims are from Myanmar or not, and we investigate their family situation. If their family is ready to accept back, if our ministry has done necessary measures, and on Thailand's side, once the victims have cooperated in the court in Thailand for necessary parts, we carry out the receipt of victims.
The 2017 report by ILO, WFF and IOM estimates that 40 million people were victims of modern slavery in any given day in 2016. Out of these, approximately 25 million people were in forced labor and another 15 million people were in a forced marriage. The UN data shows that there are about 4.9 million migrants in Thailand, making up more than 10% of the country's workforce, most of which are from Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. Thai government data recently reported that the number of human trafficking victims rescued in Thailand is set to hit a record high this year. The demand for cheap labor in neighboring Malaysia is the factor behind the jump in the illegal trade. Director of Division of Anti-Trafficking in Persons from the Ministry of Social Development and Human Security of Thailand said,
Majority of the trafficked persons are Thai people, and Myanmar people come second on the list. And other Thai neighboring countries come at the third and fourth. The victims are to stay at the shelter for 6 months. Majority of the victims are of working age around 30. Most of the victims are for the purpose of prostitution, and another thing is the forced labor.
A network of non-governmental organizations working on migrant workers' rights questioned whether all those rescued by Thai police were trafficking victims or being smuggled. Unlike trafficking, which is control over another person for the purpose of exploitation, smuggling is merely illegal entry into another country. Do Shui Yimaso, National Program Officer of IOM Myanmar, said that some of the victims trafficked are migrants on their way to work in Malaysia.
The trafficked victims are not for Thailand only. They are on their way to work in Malaysia, and Thailand is the transit where they get maintained and sent to the shelter. So they are not yet exploited yet, and they can be deemed as potential victims. And another thing is that The reason we could say Thailand has the highest number of trafficked victims is because we have data on that and established system where the victims are systematically transferred. That's why we are aware of this. However, for example, we have MOU with China, but we don't have the proper SOPs yet, so we cannot manage to compare the data between China and Thailand. So we cannot just say that Thailand is associated with the highest number.
If you are a victim of trafficking in human beings or want to report a crime in relation to trafficking in persons, you may call Thailand National Anti-Trafficking Hotline at 1300.
That's a report on 800 trafficked victims handed over by cooperation. Let's take a look at the currency rates from Myanmar Central Bank. $1 is at 1,508 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 214 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,691 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,833 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,091 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 360 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 49 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,507. Silver is at $17, and Brent crude oil is at $52. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI dropped 500 at 11,000. MTSH went up 50 at 3,450. MCB went up 200 at 8,200. FPP remains at 26,000. TMH also remains at 2,950. That's the information on currency rates and Yangon Stock Exchange. You're still with us on MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can visit our website at miradio.com.mm and listen to our radio programs live on the website. If you're on FM, catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. You can also download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices, so you can listen to our radio programs from anywhere in the world. Let's move on to the next report. With the growing insurance market in Myanmar, the role of insurance agents become more and more important because they are one of the channels that can connect the customers to give proper advice on insurance. Dora Swizin will tell us how the situation of insurance agents are here in Myanmar.
In Myanmar, the insurance market is expected to be growing up. In the previous years, the knowledge about insurance is not common among the citizens. In July, one of the insurance companies in Myanmar, IKBZ, has presented the survey of insurance market, which showed that the market has potential to grow up. In that survey, which was conducted from 1,000 people, it is mentioned that 17% of people have heard of insurance.
It's not even whether they used it or not, but they were aware of what it was and what it could do. But once we explained to them that, like, okay, this is what insurance is, this is what insurance does, at that point, 60% of people said, oh, hey, that sounds interesting, tell me more. So that was basically what the findings said. So very, very small awareness, but once they became aware, the interests increased dramatically.
This can highlight that to make the insurance market improve, it is important to give the accurate explanation to the people through right channels.
We want to make sure that when we sell a product, it's the product that fits the customer. And second is we have to have the right suite of products. Now, if I look at the life insurance side, we don't have enough products. So certain needs we cannot fulfill. So we have to make sure that we have a good set of products, and we have to make sure that we give the right advice through the right channel.
There are various channels available for customers to buy, and the agents are one of the important channels for the customers to know more about appropriate insurance.
The role of insurance agents is primary in spreading the understanding of insurance among the people of Myanmar. And as we all know, Myanmar has very, very small coverage of people in insurance. And therefore, the role is not just in the insurance business. From the whole national perspective, agents play a very important role in the country.
However, being the insurance agent is not quite easy.
The biggest advantages of being an insurance agent is that someone works for themselves. They are entrepreneurs. Whereas the other opposite side of that is that there's no employer to protect them. There is no fallback in the case they fall sick, for example, or if they're not sick, they cannot work. And when they're not working, they cannot produce income. So there are a lot of these issues.
Because the insurance agents are freelancers, they have no access to any employer-offered benefits. To provide the insurance agents more support, IKBZ has provided the health and life insurance policies to the agents under the project Agent Safeguard Program,
which covers their health and their lives in the case of unforeseen circumstances. So to make sure that we all understand the importance of the life and health insurance products and the protection that they offer to families in the case of unforeseen circumstances.
Now let's hear from Rosuseu, a freelance insurance agent, sharing the struggles of insurance agents and the improvement of people's awareness.
In
the previous years, when we went for marketing for fire insurance, some people listened to us. For some, when we said fire insurance is to pay you back when you encounter the fire accident, they refused to just continue listening because they consider this as an unlucky sign ahead. But now, people became more knowledgeable because they could see the benefits of insurance in many accidents happening and recovering from insurance. This is actually because of the improvement of media and social network that people are more aware of the benefit of insurance in practical.
In the growing up market, the agent's role becomes more and more crucial because they are one of the channels that the customers can rely on to be provided with the proper insurance plans. That's all for now. This is Dora Swison from MI Radio.
That's a report on insurance market and the role of insurance agents. And Williamson brings us the last report. With the aim of advising pharmaceutical retailers, a workshop on good pharmacy practice was held on Thursday at UMFCCI. The report at the meeting stated that there are some alarming issues related to pharmaceutical products, mostly because the retailers sell expired products and some do not follow the rules and regulations in storing the pharmaceutical products, which affects the efficiency of the products. Williamson shares more information with us.
For the health of the public, gaining access to health care is not just enough, but the public also need to get the right medicine, which can only be gained when the medical services have the right pharmacy practice. Therefore, to advise the people on how to have good pharmacy practice, the workshop on pharmacy practice organized by Myanmar Pharmaceutical Medical Equipment Entrepreneurs Association was held on 8th of August 2019 at UMFCCI in Yangon. The main mission of MPMEEA are to promote the good code of conduct in pharmaceutical, medical products industry and business for the benefits of the consumers in Myanmar, and also to lead and guide its members in harmony for achievement of rightful benefits. Speaking to the media, now let's hear from Uzom Mokaing, the chairman of MPMEEA.
For today's workshop, the main target is to educate the people who run pharmaceutical product shops. We'll make sure that these shops sell the quality medicines which are up to date. They follow rules and regulations and follow the medical ethic. As health is the most important thing for us, we need to follow strict rules and regulations while doing pharmaceutical business.
Okay. In
Myanmar, we have two sections of medical products. The first one is producing the products in Myanmar and importing products from abroad. The second section where we find wholesale and retailers of these pharmaceutical products. When we did a research on these two sections, we find that in Myanmar the number of retailers are higher where pharmaceutical products are sold. However, how good the products may be, if the retailers don't follow the rules and regulations in selling these products, it can affect the quality of the products, which is directly harmful for the consumers. With the aim of educating the pharmaceutical retailers on how to avoid this kind of unwanted issues, MPMEEA is organizing this workshop.
The reason for following the rules and regulations in selling pharmaceutical products to the public is that there are certain methods on keeping pharmaceutical products as they cannot be stored like other products. At the same time, the pharmaceutical retailers are also not allowed to sell expired products to the public. The products need to be kept in clean and dry environment. Some products are to be kept in fridge. Therefore, without following these procedures, the products can be harmful tools for the consumers. With the coming of digital technology and the use of social media, buying medicine products online has become a popular way to buy medical products. Speaking on how the rules and regulation of MPMEEA works for the online store, once again let's hear from Uzo Mokai.
online ရောက်ချတာမှုနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့အနေနဲ့ပေါ့ဒါ personally ကျွန်တော်ပြောချင်တာတော့ကိုယ်ဆေးဝယ်တာ source ကိုတည်ဖို့လိုပါတယ်
In my personal opinion, when it comes to online market for pharmaceutical products, I advise the people to see that they know the source of the products before buying the stuff and the people who sell the products. The consumers also need to see that the sellers preserve the products well. For example, we cannot keep antibiotic in a warm place. If it is so, the efficiency of the product will be less. But if we buy the products from the shop which have FDA's approval, then we can be assured of the quality and from wherever we buy the products. The most important thing is we need to know the sources of the products.
Speaking to the media, now let's listen to Dr. Tin Wei Win, the vice chairperson of MPMEEA.
အန်တီတို့အနေနဲ့ကကြတော့အန်တီတို့ကအမှန်ပြောရရင်ဒါကုန်သည်များနဲ့လုပ်ငန်းရှင်များအသင်းပေါ့နော်ဆိုတော့
As a member of the association, we need to be examples in every area. We inform the association members whenever there is a new rule and regulation on pharmaceutical products and make sure that they are informed well about any new bills released by FDA and the Ministry of Health and Sports. At the same time, we also do other programs to help them follow the regulation.
This is Williamson reporting for MI Radio.
That's all the reports we have for today, but let's just go on and explore a little more on the international landscape. Uber's shares went into reverse on Thursday after the taxi-hailing company unveiled profit figures that failed to live up to expectations. Revenue growth slowed in the face of heavy competition, leading to the company posting its largest quarterly loss. Uber and its rivals are spending heavily to expand, but boss Dara Khosrowshahi said that the competitive pressures are easing. But that didn't stop Uber's share price tumbling 13 in after-hours trading. On Wednesday, rival Lyft reported figures that were generally welcomed on Wall Street, and there was an expectation that Uber would also post positive numbers. But Uber's loss widened to $5.2 billion in the 3 months to 30th of June, from $878 million in the quarter last year. The figures reflected $3.9 billion of share-based compensation expenses related to its stock market listing earlier this year. In other news, UN experts have said switching to a plant-based diet can help fight climate change. A major report on land use and climate change says the West's high consumption of meat and dairy produce is fueling global warming. But scientists and officials stopped short of explicitly calling on everyone to become vegan or vegetarian. They said that more people could be fed using less land if individuals cut down on eating meat. The document, prepared by 107 scientists for the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, says that if land is used more effectively, it can store more of the carbon emitted by humans. It was finalized following discussions held in Geneva, Switzerland. Well, that's a wrap on Myanmar Today. We're now broadcasting the program on MITV every evening, Monday to Friday at 8:30. You can also join me on MI Radio from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., 1 to 1:30 p.m., and from 7:30 to 8 in the evening. Don't forget to drop your comments and messages on our Facebook posts. We'll be back with more news and reports. Thank you for joining us. I am Henry Zin. Have a great day, everyone.